I taught a young man who had a rough home life. I mean, he struggled. I'm talking about a 10-year-old. And every day he'd come into school in the morning and he was the happiest little guy you ever laid your eyes on. He'd come in, he'd make eye contact with you, he'd say hello, he'd wish you, good luck throughout the day as you teach. And by the end of the day, it's like they're dragging him out of there. He's yelling and screaming. He had a hard time socially because of his background. Well, just keeping that in mind, I got a note from a teacher that saw some of the podcasts, and she said, can you talk to people about teaching how to be introduced to somebody, to shake somebody's hand, to look them in the eye, to say hello, to wish them a nice day. She said young people, because they're so glued to their phones, they don't learn how to do that, and they don't do it. So I guess the plea through this podcast would be, we have to take the time to teach young people, to look them in the eye when they're being introduced, to shake that person's hand, like I said, to say hello. That gives them confidence. Then someday, when they're looking for a job, the difference maker might be that they look someone in the eye, they firmly shake their hand. That little guy that I'm talking about, in his own way, that's what he was doing. Making eye contact. In his own way, he wasn't shaking hands, but he's looking and saying, how are you doing? Have a nice day. I spoke out in Oklahoma City to one of the biggest concrete companies in America, second biggest in America. Those guys wanted to learn from me how to communicate with young people because they're looking at their phone so much. They don't know how to make that connection. So I guess if you're in a position where you work with young people, start talking to them about how to make eye contact, how to say hello, how to get to know people so that might be the difference maker for them taking their job to the next level or kind of staying where they're at. Just seems like a good connection that something should be done.